guys, what's up? I'm Kirsten, I'm 11 years old.
Oh, sorry, I'm Aiyven and I'm 10 years old. And together, we're
the Power Book Reviewers.
But today, we've got a special guest.
Hi, my name's Danella. I'm 10 years old and I love singing and these are my cousins.
So Danella is our cousin and we thought that would be really cool to include her in today's video. And I think we're all quite excited about her being here. And anyways, yeah.
Anyway guys, the purpose of our channel is to share our love for reading and writing with children like us and everyone.
We'd like to thank everybody who watched our videos, subscribed to our channel, and even shared our videos. Guys, without further ado, the theme for this week is
Girl Power!
And I've got a nice little picture of two emojis made by me. Well, I didn't make the emojis, but...
So we really think that this week is a really important week because girls can do just as much as boys can, and we want to show you that. And we're going to be reviewing books based on feminine characters this week.
The book that Kirsten will be reviewing is called
We Toot.
And this book is by Ashley Wheelock. And the book that I will be reviewing is called Go-Cart Gertie. And this is by Cindy L. Shirley. So these books are written by two amazing female authors. And I really love the book and we can't wait to show it to you guys. But before we do that, I just want to say these books were sent to us specifically and they wanted us to review their books. And I'm really happy that they sent them to us because they are awesome books and we just can't wait to get into it and start reviewing it.
And also today we went to a water seed seminar for girl empowerment. We learned about loving ourselves and it's really fun because we get to learn that you don't have to put makeup and like dress a certain way to be beautiful. Words are beautiful and we really learned that girl empowerment is a big thing and we can do more things than boys can do.
I'll be going first reviewing my book We Toot by Ashley Wheelock.
And I will be going next reviewing my book Go-Cart Gertie by Cindy L. Shirley.
So the book I'm reviewing is We Toot, and for the people that don't know, We Toot, toot means fart or blow out wind if you want the more polite term. But this book was sent by Ashley Wheelock, so thank you so much, Ashley in America. I don't know if it's that way or that way, but thank you so much wherever you are for sending us this book. And it's such a good book, and it's such a good message that it brings across. The genre of this book is a feminist fable about farting. Also, it's a book that breaks the gas ceiling, or a body positivity book that stinks. And the age rating for this book, this is quite a funny age rating because it's like, of course you have to be able to read this book or you won't be able to understand it. But I think it's for ages, like when you learn to read and above, because the message that this book brings across is just really, really good, and any age could read it and understand it and probably find it really enjoyable for them actually. Even I when I was reading it, I found it really enjoyable to see that, okay, I'm not the only one who feels embarrassed when I fart, but you know, it's not just, farting's not just reserved for boys. Of course we shouldn't go around farting, but we also have the right to do it too. So now I'm going to be reading an extract of the book for you, and I hope you guys like it. What smells like a skunk and sounds like a frog? What trumpets and hoots and barks like a dog? What wafts in the room overpowers the nose? I'll tell you quite plainly, it isn't a rose. My friend had a party, the slumbering kind. We all brought our bags, began to unwind. Ate candy and pizza, played movies and games. Then we were sleepy, curled up nice and tight, snuggled with stuffies to sleep through the night. When morning came, the fun started anew, with dancing and laughing, when out of the blue, there was a loud sound that went brrr. All paused to listen. Elephant in the room? No, that's not it. It smells super gross. It's over here, so don't get too close. It seems little like peanuts to me. Or maybe it's garlic and broccoli. Cows in the pasture, you get what I mean. Eggs, dirty diaper, am I turning green? Smell it. Smelt it, you doubt it. It must have been you. Can I just say, this rule is not true. In primary school, if someone farted and you smell it, just because you smell it, you didn't do it. And it's a rhyme in primary school that if you smelt the fart, you dealt it. They all stared at me. Oh, what should I do? Then in came my friend. She looked all around. What's the problem? There was a loud sound, followed by a smell. It was clearly a fart. She started laughing, put her hand on her heart. I swear it was me. I fart all the time. I'm not ashamed of this body of mine. But girls do not fart. It's foul and not proper. Who told you that lie? It's such a big whopper. Sorry guys, here we go. You can't tell me you don't, because all of us do. It's totally natural. You know that is true. She smiled slightly, and just then I knew I had to back her. I let farts rip too! Me too, said another. Me too, said a third. Me too, said a fourth. Then the last girl concurred. We all started to giggle, then chuckle, then snort. We all had each other. We all had support. Our bodies are wonders, each with its own quirks. You can't have another, they're all masterworks. So appreciate it for all that it does, and just love yourself simply because. And that's the end of the book. Thank you guys so much for listening to my taster. This book, Read Toot, is about a girl that went to a slumber party or a sleepover and she accidentally farted. But then all her friends ended up owning up to and saying that they fart from time to time. And of course, it's good, it's not good, but it's alright to do it on accident and you shouldn't beat yourself up about it because there's nothing you can do to your body. Your body does things that not other people do. But if you do it on purpose, of course, that's not very polite. But girls have to keep themselves graceful and composed. But it's not just boys that can go around farting, and they shouldn't do that. But if they fart on accident, no one really minds because they're a boy. If a girl does it, it's like thought really foul and disgusting, more than disgusting than when a boy does it, which I think isn't fair. I think boys and girls should be treated equally when it comes to their body and what their body does. So, yeah. Funny that we should mention about tooting on accident, because when we went to Shakespeare's birthplace and me and Mum went in a little shop, and a woman there, she was looking through some of the books, and she accidentally let out a little toot. And you could see how embarrassed she was. She was pink in the face and she was red, and I felt really sorry for her because she was looking around really cautiously, and she was really embarrassed and worried about what people thought. But it was an accident, so she should have just brushed herself off and moved on, because it's done and dealt with, it's done and dusted. You can't do anything about what's just happened, and she should have just accepted it. And I felt really sorry for her because it's hard not to be embarrassed. Of course you'd be a bit embarrassed, but you should just push that negative embarrassment aside and just think, well, I can't help what my body does, so I'm just going to leave it, and what people think is fine, but I don't mind. So guys, that's the end of my review. Thank you so much for listening. I think this is actually one of my favourite reviews just because I love the story. It was really funny, and it was also sent across a really good message, and it's always for like lots of different ages, also for lots of different ages. So that's the end of my review. I'm going to go call Aiyven so she can go and do her reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!
Thank you, Kirsten, for your awesome review. And now I'm going to move on to mine. So as I've already told you, I am reviewing Go-Cart Gertie by Cindy L. Shirley. And this book is a really good book. And I will go back and show you the front cover.
And guys, I just want to say I'm doing this on Kindle because we have the Kindle version of it and we thought that we could do it on Kindle. And so this is why it's on my laptop, because we have Kindle Unlimited on here. So here is the front cover. And if you see at the bottom it says, written by Cindy L. Shirley, illustrated by Clearwood Sy. So I just want to talk a bit about this book and what the effect it's meant to give. So way back, I think like sometime in the late 1800s or something around that, there were these people called suffragettes, and they were fighting for women's rights, and because women weren't treated as equally as men as they were back then. It's a really sad thing, but nowadays in the modern time everybody is treated the same. So the women would get less, they'd have worse jobs, or the men would only be allowed to do this and the women weren't. But now everything's fine, and this book is still talking about that, and it's empowering young girls to still believe in themselves. Well guys, when I say that everything is fine, that it's still a lot better than when it was all the way back then, when they were actually fighting for their rights. But it is so much better nowadays, but there is still a little bit more work to be done, and women still could be treated a bit more fairly and equal, but it is a lot better than it was back then. Anyway guys, I'm going to talk to you a bit about this book. So I've already done like the main base of it, but I'll talk you through the outline of the book. So this girl called Gertie here, you can see her on the front cover. This girl called Gertie has a brother called Greg, and one day her and her family are driving along in their car, just going somewhere, and they see a shop, and in front of the shop there's a go-kart, and Gertie's like, oh, I really want that go-kart, and she's so keen on it that dad has to stop the brakes and turn around, go back to the shop and get the go-kart. And it still needed a little bit more of repairing and maybe cleaning and fixing, but Gertie was so happy with it. And then Greg thought, my little sister's got a go-kart, I think I need one too, because, you know, nowadays we call it a trend. Like, she's got it, maybe I need to get it too. It's not always the case, but Greg thought that my little sister's got a go-kart, I really want one as well. And he knew his friend had a go-kart, so they must have been quite popular around this time. He went to his friend and asked if he could borrow his go-kart, and it wasn't in the best condition. So he and his dad went to the garage, and they spent a while fixing and mending and cleaning, and after quite a while, the go-kart was nice and fresh. So they are ready to start practicing in their go-karts until a big race is going on. And Greg has to learn that his sister is just as capable of winning the race or doing other things as he is. So the age rating of this book is 6 to 10. But I feel it's only for 6 to around, it's only starting from 6, because you need to be able to read quite well for this book, because it's not a long book, but it's a bit longer than like those Biff and Chipper and Kip books. And I would say it's 6+, because you could be reading this at 20 years old. It would still say the same message and give you the same message. So it's really good for that, and especially self-belief and self-esteem. So then we move on to the genre of this book, and I feel like this is a really interesting genre because it's realistic fiction. And those might sound weird, because do you guys know the difference between non-fiction and fiction? Non-fiction is based on real events and real things. Fiction is made up. This is realistic fiction, so I'm going to explain to you guys what it is. So it is something that could happen in real life, but turned into a story using fictional characters. They're not using characters that are in real life. They made up their own characters, but it's definitely based on something that is quite popular in real life. So guys, I'm going to read you my extract. But before we do that, I'm going to show you these pictures. You don't have to read them. So here are the Gilbert family, their last name is Gilbert, going shopping, and we go on to the next one. She finds her go-kart, and it's not in the best condition, because if you guys can think back to the front cover, she had her go-kart nice and shiny, so it's not in the best condition. But anyways, I am going to read you my taster, so here we are. The following weekend, Grandma Gertrude, GG for short, decided to come for a visit. She was just as energetic as ever and did exactly what she wanted to do. I'll be staying in your room, Greg, and you can sleep on the couch. Your old granny's back needs a nice soft bed to sleep on. You don't mind, do you? Gigi asked innocently. Oh man, Greg sighed and rolled his eyes. He grabbed his blanket and pillow and headed to the living room. Gertie thought her Gigi was hilarious, and she knew when she was on her pity act. That was what Gigi did best. Gertie sat down on the bed and told her grandma about the upcoming race. Gigi, Greg said girls can't race. He laughed at me and said he was entering the race too, just so he could beat me. Oh really? Questioned Gigi. Let me tell you something, little Gertie. You can be anything you want to be. No one can tell you otherwise. Do you hear me? Girls can do anything boys can do. Heck, I think we're even better at most things. They both chuckled, and Gertie gave her Gigi a big hug. So that was just a joke. No one should take that seriously. Girls and men and women are both as equal as each other. Now, we need to decide on what you're going to wear for the big race. You do want to look nice when you pass your brother at the finish line, don't you, dear? Gigi winked. Thank you guys for listening to my extract. I hope that gave you a little taste of the book. As we can see, Grandma was being a little bit cheeky there, but she is an awesome role model in the book, and I don't know what Gertie would have done if she wasn't there, because she's the one that kept on pushing her, that kept on telling her to believe in herself, and that's a really important thing in life. And guys, you are probably one of your worst enemies. You can tell yourself stuff that nobody else would really come and tell you. You can say, oh, I'm not beautiful, oh, I'm not good at this. But really, you need to have self-belief and be confident. You don't want to be overconfident, so you're a bit extravagant, or overconfident. I don't know if extravagant is the right word. Arrogant even, and not extravagant. But you still need to be confident in yourself. So you can take in a little bit of advice, and that's always good, because you need a role model, and Grandma Gertrude is a really good role model for this book. And guys, the only person who is limiting you is yourself. So just believe, and believing is achieving. So I'm joined by Kirsten and Janella, and it was starting to get a bit dark out, so we decided to come in. But now you're here, I have a little questionnaire game for you. So Kirsten's going to ask Janella questions about We Toot, and Janella has to try and answer, and we'll see how many questions she gets right. Okay, Kirsten, you can start.
Okay. What was the word that they used for sleepover?
Slumber.
Yeah. Well
Ding
done.
ding ding. She got that one right.
Okay. Who is the author of the book?
Ashley
Close. Do you want to pass and let us reveal the answer? Ashley Wheelock is the author of the book. You were so close.
I didn't know.
Okay.
And last question.
Last question. This is going to be the most difficult. This is quite precise, so this is, you have to be paying attention to the details.
You have to be spot on or around.
So, the girl who first farted, what colour was her hair?
Ginger.
Yeah,
Ding,
well
ding,
done.
ding. So you got 2 out of 3 on that. You actually did really well. High five. She's obviously been paying some attention to the book.
So, right, Kirsten, you've already asked my questions. So now I'm going to say what my favourite part of the book was. My favourite part of the book was when the other girls admitted that they fart as well. And it's okay to do that because people say that, oh, girls don't fart. Well, we do. Like, we're all like the same human being, just different like bodies.
The best part of the book for me is like as you said, when they all admitted that they would fart, because everyone farts, from a baby to an old woman or an old man, everyone fart, and everyone, you might say that you haven't done it, but everyone knows inside, each and every one of you has at least let rip one blast of wind from your bum.
Or maybe 1 million. So, the best part of my book, there's so many good parts in this book, guys. But I think the best part of my book is when Greg, the older brother, really proves, when Gertie really proves that girls can race too, girls can do this too, girls can play football too. Girls can do anything they set their minds to, and this is a really good message to take home. And I think it would be one of my top 5 messages if I could hold any with me. If boys can do that, girls can do it too. Did we mention that Janella is a very good singer? If you guys want to hear her sing, watch till the end of this video and you can see the exclusive singing that Janella might not want to show. But anyway, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Like, subscribe. We rehearsed it. You need to add some words. Like, subscribe. Okay, yo, do what you want. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click that bell so you can get notified every time we do a new video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!